September is almost finished, but this Tuesday edition of CNN Student News just getting started. Reporting from the CNN Center in Atlanta, I'm Carl Lazouz. We begin in Chicago, where a massive fight outside a community center came to a tragic end last week. Several teens have been charged with first-degree murder. One has confessed to being involved in the death of Darian Albert. Police say that 16-year-old honors student was killed last Thursday after he accidentally wandered into the middle of the fight. As Michelle Gallardo of affiliate WLS reports, the deadly attack has left the community and Darian's family full of grief, full of questions.
These were kids beating kids.
Milton Massey is a director of Roseland's Agape Community Center. It was their surveillance cameras that caught the beating death of 16-year-old Darian Albert, who was walking from Fenger High School to the center when he got caught up in a large street fight.
It looked like 100 kids. I mean, we're talking about kids just all over the place, from every direction. There were kids hopping over cars. This is again what I'm seeing on the video. There were kids hopping over cars. There were kids had huge sticks. They were going after each other, and it would just seem as if it was not so much targeted, but it was random.
Some of Darian Albert's family members came to the community center to lay down this memorial for him, among them his paternal grandmother.
When he get out of school, he come right here to this center the afternoon until his grandfather came and got him. And for that to happen to him, I don't know why, which it shouldn't have, but it did.
According to police, it is unclear why Albert was singled out and beaten, but they say it appears he was an innocent victim caught up in the fight. His grandfather, Joseph Walker, showed us his grandson's photographs and academic achievement awards.
He was in Bible class this Tuesday night, church on Sunday. I have no trouble out of my grandson whatsoever. This thing that happened to him is so horrific that we just don't know what we're going to do. Because we lost a really dear friend in my grandson. He was a blessed child.
Massey, whose community center has been here for 30 years, said this type of fight has become more common recently as two groups from within Fenger have escalated the violence between them. Meanwhile, Albert's grandfather says he's just trying to understand why.
I don't know where all this anger comes from these people today. That's just too much anger for someone to have in their heart. All I can do is I'm going to pray for these people. I'm going to pray for forgiveness.
Our daily discussion at CNNStudentNews.com can help you talk about this story further and talk about youth violence in general. We've also posted a blog about the issue at our website.
A word to the wise, typhoon, a tropical cyclone or hurricane located in the western Pacific Ocean area.
Floodwaters caused by Typhoon Ketsana are starting to go down in parts of the Philippines, but the toll of the storm continues to go up. Officials say at least 240 people were killed by the severe weather. Dan Rivers is in the capital city of Manila, one of the hardest hit spots.
At one point, the authorities estimate that perhaps up to 80% of Manila was underwater, and some 450,000 people, it's estimated now, have been displaced. One other detail that's interesting and distressing for many of the people that live here, most of these houses, in fact most of the residents here, we're told, haven't got insurance. It's very unusual to have household insurance, so all of the damage that you see will not be covered by an insurance company.
From southern Asia to Central America, where the Honduran government issued an emergency order yesterday that gave authorities the ability to limit certain rights. Later in the day, the current head of the Honduran government pulled an about-face on this. He apologized for the order and said that all civil liberties would be restored soon. This is all part of the political unrest that has heated up with the return of Jose Manuel Zelaya, the Honduran president who was removed from office 3 months ago. Zelaya's supporters have been holding protests, like the one you see right here, in an effort to get him reinstated as president. Back in the U.S., officials have closed part of the main road around Yellowstone National Park because of a rapidly growing wildfire. A spark of lightning started the Arnica fire on September 13th. And just to give you an idea of how quickly this thing is spreading, last Wednesday it covered 4 acres. Thursday, 250 acres. Friday, 1,600 acres. Yesterday, more than 9,000. On average, lightning starts about 22 fires in Yellowstone every year. Most of those go out on their own, but officials don't expect this blaze to be fully contained until the end of October. And a broken lock on the Ohio River could cause a serious delay for some shipments. We're not talking about the kind of lock on a door. This is actually a large device in waterways, like rivers, that helps ships pass through by adjusting the water level. The one that broke on Sunday brought traffic on the Ohio River to a stop for several hours. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the problem. Officials say more than 50 million tons of cargo passes through this lock each year.
Today's shout out goes out to the 8th grade social studies classes at Stuart Pepper Middle School in Brandenburg, Kentucky. On what day does Mexico celebrate its independence? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it February 16th, May 5th, September 16th, or October 15th? You've got 3 seconds. Go. September 16th marks the date in 1810 when Mexico declared independence from Spain. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
About a half dozen other Latin American countries celebrate their Independence Day right around that same time. That's part of the reason why the U.S. government established September 15th as the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. It celebrates the culture and contributions of Hispanic Americans, exactly what thousands of Georgians did recently at Fiesta, Georgia. Here's a look at that event.
I think that the Latino community has gained a big presence. It's very visible in the society.
What we're expecting in 2010 to try to get representation, to try to get Latinos to be counted during the census, to be represented so that their communities can get what it is that they need in the next decade.
The recession has affected the Latino community just because with the slowdown, especially in the real estate market and housing market, there's a lot fewer jobs.
Healthcare reform is important for Hispanic families. The problem with Hispanic families is that we work a lot, and sometimes we forget that we've got our health to take care of.
Obama used in his campaign, yes you can, or yes we can. And that's actually a Spanish saying, which is si se puede. We have a minority president in the country, and now Judge Sotomayor, I think, will be very good examples for Hispanic youth.
I am a woman, and I am proud that a woman could achieve this, and that she represents us in this country full of opportunity for all Hispanics.
Sotomayor's nomination for us Latinos is huge. It means that we're finally here. The goal of Hispanic Heritage is that people understand what we are about, and we're a rich culture. We've got a lot to offer to this country.
The 16th of September is kind of like the Mexican 4th of July. It's their Independence Day, and they come out in droves, as you can see, to celebrate.
This is marvelous to see all these people out in the weather. I am ready to sing to them. My music is an evolution of traditional Mexican music, one of many. Mine is very danceable. I jump around on stage. I love to dance. It's fusion of various rhythms. I spent all my life in this music. We celebrate with parties, with families. We make traditional foods. The special thing is to be with family and celebrate with family.
This is a great time of the year for us to all come together and really celebrate what the Latino culture is in the United States of America.
Latino in America. The program looks at the impact of Latinos on American communities and culture, and it's coming up next month on CNN. We'll have a curriculum guide to go along with the documentary, so make sure to tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern, October 21st and October 22nd. Well, before we go, you know you're getting lazy about cleaning out your pool when you find this floating in it. Actually, the elk wasn't floating, it was kind of flailing. It stumbled onto a family's pool cover and ended up taking an unexpected dip in the deep end. Don't worry about it, though. The family helped keep the elk's head above water as it gradually moved to the shallow side, and after about a half hour, it climbed out on its own. But not without plenty of elk excitement. Well, at least his entrance made a big splash. We're going to hoof it on out of here. You guys have a great day.